Hi, this is Brad, and welcome to another episode of Coffee for Closers. My guest today is Cameron Brett, Managing Director of Randstad Professionals Japan. Cameron, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having me, Brad. So I mentioned in our last call a couple things that were quite unique that I thought about Randstad. One of them was our mission to be the most loved recruitment company in Japan. And in order to do that, we put the success and happiness of our employees at the heart of everything we do.
Yep.
And what I think has helped us through this crisis and through all the changes and transformations that we've had to undergo as an organization in a very short period of time is maintaining a focus on those points. And so this is how we were able to come up with the idea of VBR and how we're actually creating value for our clients, because our aim is to be the most loved recruitment company. And in order to maintain that emotional connection with the clients, we need to maintain contact with them and we need to be adding value even when they're not hiring. The reason why Randstad was able to shift very quickly to a work from home environment, not only because we already had the operational and technological infrastructure in place, the working rules and so on, it's because we had a culture of trust.
Yeah.
And so we shifted to work from home. Of course, the business was impacted, but it wasn't impacted because people weren't doing what they were supposed to do because they were at home.
Right.
And I don't think most companies actually felt that, but I think there was a fear in many companies that would happen. So they implemented a bunch of, checks and balances to make sure that people were doing what they were supposed to do and so on. But Randstad, we already had a culture of trust. People were used to working from home on a semi-regular basis, some people on a regular basis. And so it was a really smooth transition. So my learning from through all of this is having a very clear culture, a clear vision, and being able to stick to that during a challenging time will help you move through any kind of crisis. And the other side of that is without it, you really will struggle during a time of crisis.
Definitely. Well, yeah, I mean that key word that you said of trust and trusting your clients and also trusting your employees, more importantly, is a great thing to have. So, well,
Yeah, it's interesting because we talked, when the whole world was shifting to work from home and it was almost like flicking a switch, every company, suddenly people weren't allowed to come to the office anymore, had to make this transition. There was all these articles that were written about the mechanics of it, how to have the infrastructure in place or the kind of rules involved, or the three best ways to run an online meeting and so on and so forth. But what I think was a little bit ignored in a lot of the thought leadership that was coming out is trust.
Right.
And that is the most important part of working from home. And you have to trust that people know what they need to do and that they're motivated to do it. So whether you're in the same room as them or not, they're going to be doing what they need to do. It sounds so simple, but it's really difficult. And it's difficult for a leader to suddenly start doing that. So it's something that you need to have as part of your culture anyways, and then the shift happens naturally. And in fact, in that sense, there was no shift. It was just getting used to, having conversations like this as opposed to face to face. And I'm old fashioned. I love being in the office. I feed off that energy. But it's not because I don't trust people. It's not because I want to be there and watching what they're doing. It's because I just like being around people. It's just part of my personality. But there's other people that have felt through this whole experience that they may not return to a 5 days in the office work week. And these are people that were 9 to 6 kind of people in the past before COVID, that even though we had work from home, they weren't using it. They actually tried it. It worked better than they thought it would. And they're like, I don't really need to come to the office every day. So this is going to transform our way of operating at Randstad. And I think it's in a positive way.
So thanks again for joining us. Again, this is Brad from Coffee for Closers. And again, thanks, Cameron, for joining us. Stay tuned for more great content, and we'll definitely be following up with Cameron and Randstad Professionals Japan in the future. So Cameron, thanks again.
Thank you very much.